What up, YouTube? I'm here in Florida. I'm away from my partner and my daughter and my stepdaughter. I'm visiting my other daughter over here, and yeah, I was just she made a YouTube herself, so I was just watching her YouTube while I ate, and I just noticed I'm eating really slow, and I'm like watching her and listening, and then I might pause to think about something she said, and then like peel an egg while I'm paused, and then like eat a bite of the egg and then play it again. And it just made me think about all the time that I've thought thinking about diet and dietary choices, even like meal timings. I mean, I've had stomach issues for like 20 years now. Um, as people who've watched my gallbladder know, I got my gallbladder removed. It like didn't help at all. So it's something that's on my mind a lot. But then I was thinking about just like the way I'm eating right now, and how like much more natural it is than the way I usually eat, which is like, I'll sit down, I'll usually like listen to something, and I'll kind of eat in a hurry, and I'll get up to wash the dish before I'm even done chewing my last bite. Like, I think people get in that routine, like either at work or with their family, or maybe even younger in school, and you just stay in that routine no matter what. And yeah, I think a lot of people think about the Mediterranean diet. To me, I don't know. I feel like I've studied this for 20 years and learned like very little that actually stuck or made sense or didn't contradict a bunch of other things. But I don't know. The Mediterranean people seem to have it down with like I don't know. You got to trust the science, and I mean you can question the science, be like, is this legit? Is this not legit? But I mean, like longevity doesn't lie, right? And people in what is it, Sardinia, they live a long time. Of course, I haven't been there to verify, but you gotta like trust something people say, anyways. But I think a lot of it is not just the quantity. People always like want a market solution, right? Like, what food can I buy? What can I consume? Like, say your stomach hurts, you could spend like $1,000 on different herbs and supplements and try different diets. But what if like the most important part of the Mediterranean diet is like the people? I don't know much about Italy or Mediterranean culture, but like in my popular imagination, well, I don't know how popular my imagination is. I guess if the subscribers go up, I'll know it's popular. But um, yeah, in my imagination about Italy, I picture people like waking up early, working hard in the morning, then they take a siesta, take a long lunch, work in the evening, but not as hard as Americans. They don't have this like, again, gung ho like attitude. Again, I don't know. I mean, there's like countryside Italy, and then there's like city Italy, and like societies change all the time. But this is my like fantasy of how it was, and eating like with big families. Of course, Italy now has one of the lowest child rates, so I guess there's no more big families anymore. The squirrel is eyeing me. Um, the woman I'm staying with, she trains the squirrels to like eat pecans out of her hands. But now, anytime you come outside, they're very, very brave. But they're not going to be interested in what I'm eating, anyways. So I think that this is something overlooked. Not just that like eating slow. I was texting my girl like, I think probably the only time people ever in the past, like ancient history, ever ate like the way modern people ate today is like when they're in a war, when they're literally like danger is around the corner and they have to like eat right quick so they can get back to their task. I think that's the only time they probably ever ate like that. And isolated, maybe they're like hiding somewhere, but they still have to eat. People like hunted people, there was no refrigerators, like vegetables, meat, whatever. You had to eat it like immediately, and you're not going to like hide in your tent and like steal more because everyone's going to know what you got. So you eat communally, everyone's like gets the same amount of food, so there's like no stress about that. And you like worked hard to get this food, so you're probably going to chill. You don't have to clock back in half hours, so you're going to let yourself enjoy the food, eat for like probably 2 hours before you get back to like whatever the evening activities were, weaving baskets or whatever. And you're going to talk to people, you're going to be around everyone else, you're not going to feel isolated while you're eating, you're not going to like be eating to fill some void. You're going to eat because like you worked hard all day and you need to eat. And yeah, you might get work done because you're going to be talking about people. Oh, the berries are over here. Oh, I saw this buffalo over there. Like the so and so tribe next door is acting a little weird. We might want to like kind of send some scouts, keep on top of that. I don't know. I don't know what conversations were like back then. This is just like my mental not anthropology, like from like a thousand different sources, like marinated. Um, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the way people eat, but you can't sell anybody something like eat slow. I think there is some like eat slow movement. Um, but it's not snappy, it's not catchy, it's not like either a pill or just like a narrow set of dogma, like eat this, don't eat that. It's just like something that's really hard for like most modern people with work and families to like actually do that. And even if you don't have anything to do with your life, you're probably from work or family or school or just your own like internal neurosis. Like if you've gotten conditioned to eat this way, it's really hard not to eat this way. And if you have small children like clamoring over you, like you're going to want to kind of eat fast, or you might not want to eat together at all because it's just so much more peaceful to eat by yourself. But then when you're by yourself, you kind of think there's a human instinct to like want to share food with each other and not necessarily eat together. It's like food is a symbol of abundance, right? Like a symbol of like, I'm going to be okay, I'm going to survive another day. And you know you don't want to just like feel like you're going to survive another day. You want to feel like your family and like your friends are going to want to survive another day. Anyways, I'm getting a little off track, but this just got me thinking about all the different unknown unknowns, like things that you don't know about, like everyday simple lifestyle habits that people have, like sleep, eating, exercise, like socialization, like you probably even the way you move your eyes, like your habitual thought patterns. There's so many things, and we're constantly like trying to look for a solution, like, oh, maybe if I meditate or if I take this course or I get this new job and have more money and have more free time. It's all like very external, when I think if you just kind of change your habits before you're even worried about changing your mind, and change your like the way you think about things. Like even the fact that I'm thinking about this now, it's going to mean I'm going to be aware of it. Even if I do go back to my old habits of like eating in a frenzy for no reason and like getting up constantly from the meal and like just kind of grabbing random food, not just kind of like sitting and getting present with like what I'm doing and like kind of committing to not get up until I'm done eating. Um, yeah, all these unknowns. There's probably like hundreds of different things that you could talk about, like in the vein that I'm talking about. That's not something the market is going to be able to fix for you. It's not about buying a supplement to help your digestion. It's about modifying your lifestyle in a way that probably would be bad for the economy. Like, yeah, I mean, I had a job at a vegan restaurant once where I had 10 minutes to eat, like 10 minutes, that's it, and then back to work. Um, so yeah, there's probably so many of these little things that you could think of, or that I might think of, or that a week from now I might watch someone else's video about or read an article about. But it's good to always like keep that in mind. Keep in mind like your own power and your own presence, and how like adjusting your own mindset and trying to like really work on your own anxiety can be really more powerful than like any other tools or programs or ideas that you could like that money can buy. I guess like this is a message of self-sufficiency, and I'm not saying money can't buy good things and that you don't want to have like the best food and the best water and the best like chair that doesn't hurt your back and the best education for your kids and the best medical care and like a house that's not going to fall apart and like a way to get around that's trustworthy, roadworthy, or pathworthy, or whatever. Like all those things are important, but really, your inner world is like. Actually, as I was starting this meal, I'll wrap on this. As I was starting this meal, and I had like my hard-boiled egg and I was peeling it, I found myself just like getting really annoyed. Like, why do I have to peel this egg? Like, I want this egg right now. And it just, well, first, obviously, it made me think about my own impatience. And it made me think, like, how excited we can get about, say, you're like, I'm going to introduce eggs into my diet and like organic free range eggs, and they're going to, like, we'll see, maybe it'll help me, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're treating it like some future goal that's going to, like, you're going to test out and maybe it's going to help your health. And then here I am, I have like the egg in my hand and I'm peeling and I'm just so annoyed. Yeah, it's like the difference between wanting and having. Like, we're just such a want driven society, and like having our like wanting circuits, like dopamine circuits, are just all fired up, and our like deep appreciation, our having, is like, if there are two muscles, the wanting muscle is like super strong and the having muscle is like so weak that we barely even appreciate. And I think that's another important part of eating. If you're eating like, but you don't appreciate it, you're gonna want more, or you're gonna feel unsatisfied, or you're gonna want more stimulation, whether like some hyper palatable, like super sugary food, because it's just not doing it for you. Like, I have memories in my life of like eating really basic food. Like, one time I had oatmeal, but I was like kind of out on an adventure and I didn't like have all like the goodies I like to put in my oatmeal, like dark chocolate and whatever. But I'm just like, oatmeal is actually like pretty all right, just all by itself without salt even. And like, obviously the first couple bites, I'm like, this sucks. But I don't know. It's important practice to bring that level of appreciation to like your food and your everyday life, and realize you're gonna seek outside of yourself, and you're gonna like, yeah, but if you think about it, the more you're seeking outside of yourself, the more anxiety you're going to experience inside. And I think that's one of the problems with the modern world, is like, we're so dependent. Like, most people can't even grow a strawberry to like feed themselves. And like every single thing from like hammering a nail in the wall to like fixing your internet is going to require like outside inputs, you know what I mean? Like a hammer like that was built 5,000 miles away from where you live anyways. So I don't know. I think it's just, as much as you can kind of figure out how to tweak things inside rather than tweak them outside. Again, I'm not saying we shouldn't change the world. I'm saying probably like anxiety is making the world worse, right? Everyone's like twitching is messing everything up more. So if you can get rid of some of that twitching and be more chill within yourself, not chill like passive, but chill like, I think, I don't know, to me, it's like a macho ideal. Maybe for a woman, it's also a feminine ideal. I don't know, but the ideal of like just a very calm but powerful person, I don't know, I have that in my imagination. Some people kind of might have a more crazy, powerful image in their imagination, or some people might have a powerful image that's very like, kind of like going smooth through life and not making waves and not really taking risks. That might like a smooth, cool guy or cool girl, who just goes through life. I just saw part of Big Lebowski on the plane, kind of like that type. I mean, we all have different archetypes in our head, and to me, like, that is very wise and intelligent, but also very calm and non-reactive. Like reacting, like taking things in, but not like spasmodically reacting. That's like an archetype I have in my head that I want to live up to. So yeah, we went lots of different directions together, so thanks for listening. And yeah, just mindfully eat, and if you can't, due to your lifestyle, really try to like do what you can with the time you have, but also try to make changes in your lifestyle. Yeah, I think that's the summary of the video I'm going to give, is like, want external things, but want everything in the service of your inner peace and the inner peace of your family. Like, people are panicked right now. There's war in the Middle East, and there's the climate thing that just kind of keeps creeping year by year that no one's talking about, and the acidification of the ocean, and just the uncertainty of like the population building, and like tensions building all over the world, it's like very scary not to get kind of carried away by that. And then as you get carried away by that, you need to like self-soothe away from that. But no matter what's happening in the world, and crazier things have happened than right now, certainly, like your inner peace is the most important thing. And I think through your inner peace, you're better able to protect others. See, even as I'm saying this, I still have my doubts. I'm not 100% on that. Because say you think about Tibet and China, right? Like Tibet is known for like, monasteries and Om and all that's, well, I guess Om's Hindu, but you know what I'm saying. But then the Chinese were like, anyway, I don't want to like start getting too political here or like, demonize China or whatever. But anyway, China like invaded Tibet. They were kind of more covetous. So I'm not saying I should amends that and say I feel disingenuous saying that inner peace is going to necessarily keep you the most safe. But the thing to remember is like no matter what, you can't predict the future. Like you can't predict what's going to happen tomorrow or a year from now, 10 years from now, whether in your personal life with your loved ones, let alone like geopolitically. So like no amount of wisdom is going to necessarily keep you safe in the physical world. But no amount, like really no amount of panicking about it is going to keep you safe either. I mean, a little bit of panic, a little bit of preparation, a little bit of anxiety, sure, but it has to be in the service of something concrete. And it's like that just brings you back to like the present moment, your body, like your physical needs, the physical needs of those you're around, like your daily tasks, to do those like with more presence. I'm about it. I don't have a 4-point plan or a book you can buy. This is just literally me talking to myself and hopefully having a positive impact on you. So I don't have a plan to sell you. Sorry about that. But the plan is to go within and just figure it out as much as you can with yourself, with help from others who appear to know what they're talking about. Anyway, thanks for listening.